Welcome back, Aces fans, to the show. We are in a special place. This is the fuel injector manufacturer, actually. This bit of equipment behind me right here is very exciting. It puts a little ball in a cup with a spring, but it has to all do with the calibration itself of the fuel injector. Now, this is a clean room, so I can only get so close to the equipment, and they've been nice enough to let me just wander around as I am right now. So there's a lot of interesting equipment. This one right here behind me, it actually takes a lot of photos and does a lot of the actual dynamics for how deep the pintle goes into the piece of the actual injector itself. But that's not all of it. That's just one small portion of this amazing in-depth process as well. You can see right over here, this is really the beginning of it. This piece right here, this gets the stainless steel outer section of the coil itself during the manufacturing process. This is really the heart of the fuel injector. You've heard them click and carry on and all that, but this is where it really all starts. So with this right here, it goes into another bit of assembly that we'll go into another room, because this is divided out into different clean cells because of the nature of what's going on in here. And even this small cabinet right here, small package, big impact. This is a type of very special sorting machine. Now this picks the different nozzles, the little plates at the end with the little holes in the end of it. Well, this one right here, it sorts it from like 1 mil to 5 mils depending on which injector it's going to actually be going into. And it's got some really high-end camera technology. So a little vibration drum kicks out a disc. It has some very specific holes in the end of it. And then it actually takes a shot of it with a camera, which sorts it out into the different actual physical sizes based off their mil spec itself. So this is just the start of the process. It's amazing, but we need to go into the coil portion of it, where they actually assemble the coil and spot weld it together, and then we actually put it into an injection molding machine, which is going to assemble the main body of it itself. All right, these machines behind me right here, they are mildly fascinating to me. They kind of look like a really industrial level embroidery machine, but they do something a lot more special than that. They take these bobbins right here and they actually come up through with some predetermined tension. Now this is copper with a bit of an industrial paint on there, but they pull through and they actually wrap the coils themselves. So this is like where the terminals that you see on your fuel injector, on the other end of that is where these coils are at. Now they do go on the center body and everything, and they go through an injection molding process, so they're not exactly replaceable after they're done. But this right here is the center of it. Now we've talked about all the different manufacturing, about the coils and all the little stainless bits and some of the fiber welding that we do here. But this right here, this is the part that's most important. So if you ever have a fuel injector that's clicking and coming to life and putting fuel down, this is the electromagnetic field that does it. It moves that pintle up and down and does a fantastic job. So we've got some copper bobbins over here, kind of like a sewing machine if you ever seen one of those, or an embroidery machine. So that's infinitely fascinating to me, just to see all these components come together. So let's go on to the next step with this. All right, so we have right here another fiber welder, and big fan of those things. Worked with them for many, many years. Anyways, this piece of marvelous equipment behind me is where like the upper and the lower stainless bits get their coil and they get welded together. So they come in one side, a little bit of welding to get the intermediate section together, the coil and everything, a little bit more welding of a process itself. This is right before it goes into getting the actual, I'll just show you real quick, just follow me here. So this right here, this is the injection molding machine. This is after this process over here is done and we get the upper and lower and everything put together and a lot of welding done. Then it goes into this bit of equipment here. Now this has a couple terminals on it and all that, but it gets in there and through means of heat and pressure, it injection molds the actual body itself around it. Now this is kind of the step 3 in the process as it goes. So we get the coil and everything in there, injection molding, and now it's ready for a bit of valving, some nozzles, and a whole lot of calibration. So thanks for hanging in there with me on this. Every time you see one of our injectors, know that, I mean, the process alone that it goes through to become an actual injector and the quality checks that go into it, I mean, from end to end, this process is amazing, is high quality. It's a very, very clean environment. And I'm so thankful that they've allowed me to walk around here and show you some of this. Now, some of it is proprietary, but that's okay. Every company has their secrets, but I hope you enjoy this. All right, welcome to the next room. We're talking about a clean room inside of a clean room. So I really can't go in this one. Anyways, these machines behind me through this magical window, if you can see in the very far back right there, there is another type of fiber welder back there. And that tells me that this is where the nozzles and checks that are actually go into the valve assembly itself inside of the fuel injector. This is where they all get pressed together, swedged, laser welded before they go off to their own individual calibration and quality control checks. So small process, big impact. With this back here, there's a lot of articulating arms back here, and it's a very automated process. So that keeps a lot of human error out. So picks it up, puts it in the same space, identifies it with a camera, laser welds it together, and then verifies it works correctly. So I really wish I could go in there, but I do have my limitations in this place, so thank you. So yet another clean room. I love manufacturing, and because I love manufacturing, I really love quality. That's what one of these, well, actually several of these machines behind me right here is all about. This is the room that tests for static and dynamic values. So they put the injectors inside the piece of equipment and just really push some fuel through to make sure that it's meeting the marks. If not, then it has to go back and get recalibrated. It's kind of like how far the pendulum moves. You know, that's one of the biggest things that they're calibrating, not to mention the nozzle and how it's shaped. Everything in here is under a lot of control. So you got temperature control, even the fluid that they test with, and including the humidity. It's like 50% humidity in here, like 17 C's, so it's very comfortable. But behind me right here, some of the best testing I've seen with a fuel injector in this industry. It's not just assemble the thing and then package it and then send it. It's manufacture the thing and take care through the entire process, and then actually do the static and the dynamic testing as well, just to make sure that it's meeting the marks. I mean, this is fantastic right here. So I really wish I could go in this room as well, but it's a clean room in a clean room. Anyways, let's go to our injection molding machine and check that thing out right fast. This is fantastic.